Now, when you create an email, something I mentioned in an earlier video is that an email can be created in one of three formats. So I'm going to create a new mail message, and to show you these formats, I'm going to head to the Format Text tab in the ribbon. When you create an email, it can be HTML, plain text, cancel, or rich text. Now, HTML of the three is the most richest formatting option, so most of us have that set by default. But if you're sending information from a device like a phone, it's most likely to create your email in plain text, which means that if I continue, it will convert my signature to plain text. No blue, no red, no differences in font size, no bold, no italics, really, really plain text. If I choose rich text, then I get a few formatting options, but not a lot. And then if I go back to HTML, that really is the best format for creating emails. So there's three formats. I'm going to go to HTML. Now I need to put my signature back in again, formatted. So I'll right click my signature and I'll reinsert it, and it comes back through formatted. Now, when you have HTML, you really have a lot of formatting options on this format text here. Now, I'm just going to insert some random text to play with. So I'll type equals RAND, open bracket, close bracket. When you press enter, it'll generate random text to play with. So the sorts of things that you've got, for example, if I double click here, a font. So I can change the font, and I can see with the live preview just by dragging what the different fonts look like. And I can wheel down and look at all the different sorts of fonts. I might go for Century Gothic. You've got font size. So I could choose a set size like 16. Or I could use these two buttons and increase the font size or decrease the font size every time I click it. I can change it from sentence case to lowercase, or little letters, to uppercase or capital letters, or I could capitalize each word, or I could send it back to sentence case. I could make it bold so it stood out, and or italic so it was slopey, and or underlined, or take them off. I could strike it out if I wanted it to appear like I wanted that removed, or not. I can change the font color simply by rolling over the color palettes and choosing a different color. I can also highlight certain sections by using the highlighter pen. If I want to remove the highlighting, I'll hit the drop down and choose no color, and then I'll drag to remove the highlighting from all or part of the document. And I'll turn the highlighter off by clicking. The superscript and subscript are there if you need, for example, 100 meters squared. For example, I'll take out the 2. I'll turn on the superscript, which is the X with the 2 lifted. I'll do a 2, and then I'll turn the button off. From the moment I turn the button on to the moment I turn the button off, whatever's in between will be lifted. So if I turn the button on, do a 3, turn it off, I'm back to normal. 90, turn it on, do an O, turn it off, and I've got 90 degrees. The opposite is subscript, so I'll go H, turn the subscript on, 2, turn it off, and a capital O, and I've got water, H2O. CO, turn it on, that's the subscript, do a 2, turn it off, and I'm back to CO2. So when you turn the subscript on, things will be small and below the line of text until you turn it off. Superscript, when you turn that on, you'll get very small letters above the line of text until you turn it off. So these are examples of superscript, and this is an example of subscript. Now you also have things, if I double click and select this paragraph, you also have the option of center, right, left, or justified, which makes nice even left and right margins. In fact, let me select all the text to show you justified. And so you have a raggedy right edge at the moment, but when I go justify, it's nice and straight on the right and straight on the left. You've also got line spacing if you want to increase the line spacing between lines, or just before paragraphs or after paragraphs. Or I like to have it on single line spacing. You've also got the ability to indent certain paragraphs each time you click that, or outdent them. And lastly, you've got the ability to add shading and borders, so I could select this area, put a border on the top and put a border on the bottom, and maybe some shading. So there are various options on the Format Text tab that you can use to improve the look of the text in your email. But this does work on the presumption that you have got the Format HTML selected. The other two may restrict the sorts of things that you can do on the Format Text tab in the ribbon. Let me just close this without saving. When it comes to deleting emails, it's simply a matter of hitting the delete key. When I delete Gilmore's, it disappears. When you delete something, it does in fact go to a folder called deleted items, which you can see here. When I click deleted items, it will show me anything that's been deleted, and there it is there. I have the option to therefore drag it out of the deleted items and put it back if I change my mind. And so now it's back in my inbox. But if I do want to delete the email, or any item for that matter, and not put it in the deleted items, but to permanently delete it, then you hold the Shift key and you press delete. And it will say, this will permanently delete if you continue. So it won't go to the deleted items, it will permanently delete it. So you can go yes or no, and I'll just go no for now. So if you delete it, it'll go to the deleted items. If you Shift delete, it will permanently delete. Now you also have the ability to also resend and recall emails. For this, I have to go to my sent items, stuff that I've sent. And if I've sent something such as this, then I may choose to open it, and I may choose to go to actions, and I may choose to recall it. To recall a message means that you can delete or replace copies of this message in the recipient's inbox if they have not read the message. So you have to act pretty quickly, and your chances of success are very, very narrow, and in some cases nil. But you can try and recall the message. So it will delete any unread copies. If they say they haven't received the email, you could go to actions and you could resend it, and then just hit send and resend the message. So you have those sorts of options when you open an email in your sent items and you look under actions. You have the ability to recall a message or to resend a message.